Hi guys, this is Anthony, or SkilledLegend. Today I want to talk about Legend of Korra and the Book of Air, which was great. I'm going to talk about it as a whole, and not just the last two chapters, the finale, etc. First of all, I want to talk about the things that I didn't like about the series, and then I'm going to go into the details of what I did like about the series. I just want you guys to know right off the bat that just because I'm doing the negative stuff first doesn't mean I don't like the series. I loved this series. I love that they continued on after Aang. I love that they continued to make a new story even though everybody was in love with the first one. As always, I was scared like everyone else that they would ruin it, but they did a great job. And I'm not gonna lie, if you haven't seen it, you need to go see it. They have episodes on Nick.com, they have episodes on iTunes, and there's all kinds of websites that you can go to watch all the episodes right now. So if you haven't done it, you definitely should. Uh, First of all, what I wanted to talk about is the things that I didn't like. There's two major things that in the story that I didn't like. First of all was with the lieutenant and the character. Um, I honestly thought he was going to be this, sorry for my French, but badass character who was, how the Benders responded to him. It was kind of ridiculous. Like, I always thought, these Benders, what are they doing? Like, why? Why are they getting their butt kicked? And then I realized that they never use their bending for, fighting other than pro bending. And who knows how long? Unless, they were catching a common criminal or a crime lord, they really never used their bending for any kind of fighting. And it kind of made sense that they were at a disadvantage and they'd never seen this kind of technology before. But as the series went on, he got less and less and less badass. That's the only word I can think of for it. He just lost all of his pizzazz. He got beat by the little airbender girl, who's Tenzin's daughter. Sorry, I don't remember her name. Then he gets beat by Naga, who is the polar bear dog that Korra owns. And then he has this epic monologue at the end of the finale episode where he's talking to Amon, figuring out that he actually is a bloodbender, and how he trusted him, and he goes into this battle cry and he's charging his little mini swords with electricity. Sorry guys, I don't know what those are called, but and he starts charging in, and he gets bloodbended and thrown into the corner like a completely worthless character. I always thought he was pretty awesome to be able to contend with all the benders and all that stuff, and I just thought it was just a big disappointment that his character was kind of thrown aside. And the other thing that I didn't really like about the story was that they opened so many doors at the end of this series, and then they closed them because it was the end of the book, and they're obviously going to go somewhere else with the story. And that really bugged me because in the last Airbender, we hear all of these different things about Ozai, how his grandfather Sozin was the Fire Lord and started the war, and how Zuko's other grandfather was our great-grandfathers, his other great-grandfather was the Avatar Roku. And we just hear all these different things, and we get to know Ozai a little bit more on a personal level through the episode The Beach, or not the beach, the other one where they're on the beach and, they find the painting, and, how these people look so innocent, but then they grow up to be these monsters, and Aang kind of denounces that theory. But they really just disappointed me with all that. I know that this is going to be a mini-series and there's only going to be 23 episodes, so they kind of have to compress those stories into their hour or 24 minutes or whatever they decide to do, but it still really disappointed me. We got to know these characters, and then we're instantly in another scene where there's, stuff going on. We never really get the time to think, whereas in the old series we had a to be continued to think about it. But I think that's what they should have done with this one. Maybe put it in the other episode before that episode. Before the finale episodes, that is. Um, Other than that, it was a great series. I loved all the twists and turns. I loved how finding out that Tarlock was related to Yukon, and they were bloodbenders who could use their abilities at any time, and how Amon was related to Tarlock and Yukon as well. We got to see Aang. I was a little sad that we didn't get to see Korra kick some major butt until the final episode, and then also not use the Avatar state until the final episode. But it was kind of awesome to see her finally get to use it after all this time. I think that they actually had a really good idea with the ending, but I was thinking that it could have been cool if Korra would have lost all of her bending except for water bending, because that's her, natural bending, or air, and obviously air, because she had air at the end until she got all of her powers back. But if those two bending are sorry guys, I'm losing my mind here. If those two bending elements would have she been able to keep them, I think that we could have had a book of Earth and a book of Fire where she could have relearned those elements, and we could have had another series right there, or another two books right there. And even if she only kept air, she could have relearned all three elements in, still two books, and we could have had more episodes. But they still did a really good job. I like how she was able to go to that Avatar state, get her bending back, and give other people bending back. I kind of expected that. That's just something that's been going around a lot, and it's been thrown around. However, I did not expect Amon to be an actual bender. I kind of got the feeling that he was a bender, but not like a blood bender, I guess is what I meant to say. I kind of understood that he had to have some kind of bending power, because even the metal benders couldn't resist Yukon, or not Yukon, Tarlock when he bloodbended, and he looked like he was in a uniform that would have been able to resist bloodbending, but then I was like, well, he has to be some kind of bender, or some kind of something more powerful to be able to resist that. And that's the feeling that I got. So I kind of had a feeling that he was some kind of bender, but I didn't know it was going to be blood, psychic bloodbender, just like his father. I thought maybe he could bend the energy or something. However, someone did have a great theory about how Amon does his taking away bending. Someone said that he was a chi blocker that locked the chakra between the head and the stomach, which are mentioned in the Last Airbender as some of the most important for actual bending, and that it makes them lose the lack of confidence in their bending, even though they can probably still bend. And I thought that was a great theory, and it still is a great theory, but just with blood bending. I don't know what you guys think, but that's what I got the gist of it. So, but anyways, other than that, those things and the things that I mentioned, it was a great series. I really enjoyed it. I love seeing Aang. I love seeing the old gang. I just wish we had a little bit more time to understand what happened to them, and I'm guessing that we're going to learn a little bit more in the next book, because that's what a lot of the speculation is around. However, I kind of want to know what is going to happen in the next season. Is it just going to catch us up on the other characters through Korra, or are we going to actually see a new evil come out of this, or are we going to see Amon again, even though everybody knows who he is? But anyways, that's all I got to say about that. Let me know what you guys think and what you guys speculate, because I have no ideas, honestly. I think they opened and closed too much